Right now, 7 at Tyler ISD, that is responding to community worries about immigration detentions and shares what he's saying to reassure families. Also coming up, 2 Texas Korean War veterans share their stories of service and sacrifice. This Veterans Day, they remind us to honor those who fought for our freedom and how they're being honored. Just ahead. And our guest today stops by to talk about TJC's theater production of The Hairy Ape by Eugene O'Neill. It is a powerful story exploring identity, class, and belonging in an ever-changing world.
And temperatures going forward will be on the increase. I'll let you know just exactly how hot we'll get in your forecast coming up. So stay right there because Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus starts right now.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
7:02 this morning on this Veterans Day. Communities around the country are honoring those who have stood for us. And today we honor military veterans who served in the U.S. Armed Forces as well. This federal holiday coincides with Armistice Day and Remembrance Day, which marks the end of World War I. We'll take a look at a new edition at one veteran group's post and how one popular restaurant is saying thank you to veterans. Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Dana Dixon has the week off. Thank you so much for joining us on air and on CBS 19 Plus. Before we get to that, we want to get to meteorologist Joel Robinson and the Weather Center. Joel, the sun is rising. Hopefully those temperatures do too pretty soon. It is cold out there.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a cold start, but those temperatures will be increasing into the second half of this morning, and they'll keep on climbing from there. We'll see temperatures 15 degrees above where they were yesterday, but at the moment, temperatures are in the 30s here in Tyler. We got 36 degrees so far. Also, it feels like temperature of around 30 degrees. South winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour this morning. Temperatures elsewhere across the region, upper 20s and low to mid 30s, perhaps some 40s further to the north. Sulphur Springs trying to be cool with 42 degrees over there. We got 38 degrees in Jacksonville, 32 in Crockett, 29 degrees in Nacogdoches this morning. Temperatures will continue to climb into the rest of this morning, potentially into the middle 60s by the time we get to noon and 1 o'clock early afternoon. Still going to be watching for plenty of sunshine. Upper 60s to low 70s in some parts of the area for today. Lots of sunshine here. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, potentially gusting upwards to about 25 to 30 miles per hour. The temperatures, they still keep on climbing from there. Upper 70s, low 80s by Wednesday and Thursday. How long will that trend last? Well, I'll let you know in your 7-day forecast coming up soon.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Hey, one local veterans group in Jacksonville celebrated early with Veterans Day with the unveiling of a brand new edition at their boast. Check it out.
1, 2, 3.
Members of VFW Post 3984 held a ribbon cutting for their new outdoor patio. Now, this is a project that's been in the works for over a year. The space will be designated a smoking patio along the main building to become smoke-free for families, community, and visiting veterans to enjoy together.
As a veteran, a lot of the times most people don't understand what a veteran's gone through. And to have some place where someone like myself or another veteran can sit, relax, kind of put our guard down, and just talk.
Oh, it's an awesome place to hang out. I'm glad that we're moving forward and we built the patio out here so that the smoking comes outside. We can bring in some of the younger veterans and their families and the public as well.
And that is just in time for Veterans Day. Members say it's the perfect way to celebrate service and community. Meantime, at a retirement home over in Dallas, every hallway tells a story there. Korean War era veterans Irv Stone and Ernie Haas have lived through history, and now their memories are being preserved in American Heroes Portraits of Service. And this Veterans Day, they want to remind you that the people who fought for your freedom. Kevin Reese has more.
I was between 2 wars. It's just the way it was.
A retirement home is a collection of lives and stories. Irv Stone and Ernie Haas have quite a few.
We cleaned latrines all day. That was my start in the Army.
But their time in the Army as Korean War era veterans was much more than that, and both are glad they served.
I feel wonderful. I believe I did what I should do when I did it.
A hallway of photos at Belmont Retirement Living in Dallas pays tribute to the veterans who live here.
I used to have hair.
But maybe more people should see the photos and hear these stories too. Near baggage claim at Love Field, you'll find Ernie holding that newspaper clipping that announced his enlistment. Irv with a field of badges behind him for his post-military career with the FBI.
And I felt like I was giving back to my country by serving that way.
39 veterans and their stories from Belmont Village homes across Texas, American Heroes Portraits of Service by renowned photographer Thomas Sanders. And 2 old soldiers hope you'll stop to realize what all these aging faces are telling you.
Preserve what we have that other people in the world don't have. We have it here, so protect it. Yeah. Keep it.
And if we're not going to preserve our democracy, our republic, then we're going to go the way of a lot of other foolish nations. So it's important.
So on Veterans Day, these old vets ask you not to worry about flight delays, cancellations, and government shutdowns. They want you to remember something more important, the people who fought for you.
I just want to tip my hat to everybody that went into combat.
And maybe at least for Ernie, one other benefit too.
I'm hoping that someday one of my friends will be walking past it and say, "Holy mackerels," and give me a call.
At Love Field in Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
Love their spirit. Well, hey, we know there's going to be a lot of Veterans Day events happening all over East Texas today, honoring those who serve our country. Just text the word veterans to 903-600-2600, and we'll send you that list straight to your phone. A wave of illnesses is sweeping through local schools here in East Texas, and it is hitting hard, especially for one. And Laneville ISD says they won't have school for the rest of the week because they've had so many kids and staff show up sick to class. Now, the district leaders say the closure is meant to give everyone time to recover and return back healthy. Those classes resume again on Monday, and after-school activities, however, are still on for now. But any changes will come from coaches and sponsors. The district says there's still plenty of learning left in this school year, so that's why they're giving everyone some chance to recover before coming back to school on Monday. A Tyler ISD board member is responding to concerns from the community after reports of recent immigration detentions. CBS19's Robert De La Garza shares what this trustee is urging parents to do.
Tyler ISD trustee for District 1, Elena Lucia, says he wants to reassure parents by bringing clarity and facts to families in the Rose City amid concerns over reports of immigration detainments. Lucia took to Facebook Monday morning saying he verified with the district that no outside law enforcement agencies have been on any Tyler ISD campuses, only district police officers. Lucia also spoke on the East Texas podcast El Show de Meno, where he addressed rumors circulating online.
The idea that immigration agents are in the schools is false, and people should check their sources before posting that, because what you're doing is scaring the community. See, the thing is, we need to calm people down and stay calm. Schools are community spaces.
Lucia says attendance across the district has not dropped, and he's encouraging families to keep sending their children to school. He said that the district's priority is to keep every child safe, supported, and in the classroom. Lucia says parents who need help or have questions to reach out to his office. He also shared documents in English and in Spanish to help guide families who may be impacted. You can find his contact information and link to those documents on our website, CBS19.tv.
All right, Robert, thanks so much. 7:09 this morning. Time now for your morning headlines. A deal to end the government shutdown that passed the Senate is now on its way to the House. This package funds the government through the end of January, that is, and contains 3 longer-term spending bills. It also reverses shutdown-related layoffs. It also guarantees back pay to all federal workers. Now, the House is expected to take up the Senate's bill to reopen the government as soon as tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court rejected a bid by a former Kentucky county clerk to overturn constitutional right to same-sex marriage. Kim Davis, the former clerk, was sued in 2015 for refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples because of her religious belief. Meantime, the MLB is tightening up on gambling. The league says it's authorizing gaming operators will now cap bets on individual pitches at $200, and those bets won't be allowed in the parlays. The move comes just days after 2 Cleveland Guardian pitchers were indicted for allegedly rigging pitches for gamblers. The MLB says the new limits were agreed to by sports books covering more than 98% of the U.S. betting market. And check this out, Wendy's is planning to close some U.S. locations over the next few months as part of a plan to boost profits and improve restaurants that will stay open. Now, this move comes as budget-conscious customers pull back on their spending amid inflation. Wendy's has more than 6,000 locations nationwide, and the closures could affect hundreds of them. All right, 7:11 now. Time for a question of the day. Many of us start our day by reaching for our phones, but which app do you check first? Is it your social media? Is it your email? Maybe it's us, maybe it's the news. Some people swear by those weather apps. Joel, you'll have to disagree on this one, while others head straight to those messages. So we want to ask you, what is the first app you opened this morning? Joel, what's your first app?
Well, I mean, the app that opens for me in the morning is my alarm
That's
app.
what I said this
you know
morning,
what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, it opens up for me. But as for the app that actually I open up first, it's probably Facebook or Instagram.
Facebook.
Yeah.
I think for me, besides my alarm, it used to be Teams because I wanted to catch up.
Yeah, sure.
What happened overnight. At this point, I was like, let me just check at 4 in the morning once I get to work. I'm getting ready to go to work, not to work at 3 in the morning.
Right.
But for now, I think it is Instagram, just catching up on what my friends did.
Right.
Overnight or whatever else happened overnight. So there's some notifications I get. I'm like, oh, that happened. Cool. Next.
Right. And sometimes it'll be text messages too.
It will.
Like if I receive a text overnight or from the day before, because we go to bed pretty early.
What time do you go to bed?
I go to bed at 7.
So okay, 7
yeah, I
or
go to
8
bed
is-
at 7
yeah.
o'clock every evening. So you know, a lot of my friends are up later than that.
Yeah.
So
We miss out a lot.
we do. So we gotta, you know.
Yeah, we got quite a few comments on Facebook this morning. Vicky says Facebook, but to specifically look at the memories. Catherine saying exactly to that. So I think
yeah.
waking up to a good memory on your social media feed is a good way to start your morning, whatever time of the day you wake up. So
Nice wave of nostalgia for
Right.
you in the morning.
Sensa says the weather. Joanna saying the weather app. Joel, do you want to tell them which weather app they should take or to look at?
You should download our CBS19 app. Also, if you have a laptop, you just or a computer,
Or smart
visit us
TV.
our smart TV, CBS19 Plus, CBS19.tv/weather for the latest
Right.
weather updates.
You know what's cool though? If they're watching us right now, they already have CBS 19 Plus. So good for y'all. Thank
Nice
you so
job.
much.
Very good.
Celia saying text messages as well. So lots of guesses here on our Facebook. So lots of ways to start your day. No one right way. As long as you have your
No.
coffee in hand, you'll wake up and get your day going. Joel's here to help us get our day going too with traffic and weather.
That's right. Yeah, let's take a look at our I-20 report this morning. Things are still pretty quiet out there. That is some good news there. That is some news we like to see. 2 hours over to Dallas, hour and 30 minutes over to Shreveport. These are numbers that we love to see. I-20 smooth sailing for this morning. US 69 also smooth sailing, 2.5 hours up to Denison and an hour and 30 minutes down to Lufkin if you're heading that far to the south. Jacksonville to Nacogdoches is up to 55 minutes this morning. Tyler to Longview, that's going to take you about 40 minutes, 55 minutes from Tyler to Palestine, and a 45-minute commute from Tyler to Athens this morning. If you noticed, nice clear skies this morning, a beautiful sunrise, leading to CBS19 live radar being nice and quiet this morning. Current visibility is around 10 miles of visibility all across the area, perhaps maybe some light haze over some parts of deep East Texas, but other than that, not expecting anything in the way of fog this morning, expecting nice clear conditions, giving you green lights all the way through this morning, and green lights for your afternoon commute, upper 60s to low 70s for this afternoon, lots of sunshine as well.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Hey, Theater TJC is taking audiences on a powerful and emotional journey in its next production. Of course, we talked about this earlier. It's The Hairy Ape by Eugene O'Neill, which Ethan tells me they're on a first-name basis already, right? The classic play dives deep into the questions of identity, class, and what it means to belong in an ever-changing world. Joining us once more in studio is the show's director, Ethan Beebe. Now, Ethan, you were telling me that you guys were up until like 10 o'clock last night.
Yes.
Practicing.
Yes.
I mean, we'll talk about the play here in a little bit for those who didn't catch it earlier, but tell me the work that goes behind, rehearsing for this kind of play that it starts tomorrow.
Yeah, there's so much work that goes behind. For this time, I think I'd like to focus on the students and the work that they put in. They, for example, our main character Yank. If there's 90 pages in the play, he has to be on stage for like 70 of them. So there's a lot of work to do in terms of memorization. Knowing where they need to be, but then also bringing their character and their movements that help you feel those things we were talking about earlier. And they've put in so much work. We've been on kind of a truncated schedule this time, where we might have had 1 or 2 weeks less than normal. So the amount of space they've had to make up is really incredible, and they've done it.
That's awesome. This is a whole student-led production as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, basically, so, you know, most of the time we have one director, maybe part of the faculty, I'm part of the staff at TJC, and basically everything else other than that, it's like, you know, if they're working on the set, they'll work with their faculty mentor, perhaps, and they'll be a student-led crew, basically. So lighting is like, hey, there's a lighting call today, you guys got to come help hang lights in the air.
No excuses.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done.
I mean, this is also on top of, you know, the kids doing their schoolwork, and some of them even have jobs too. And you mentioned they had less time to practice. So I'm sure it's still going to be a great show. Opening night is tomorrow. So for those who didn't catch what the Hairy Ape is about, give us a quick recap of what it is.
Yeah, it follows the story of a guy named Yank who's a worker on a ship, but it's really a story of class consciousness and understanding that, you know, if a corporation is maybe taking control of your workers' rights or maybe just your life in general, that you can awaken to that and help further your you know, your upward mobility in the society. Yeah.
And so the kids you mentioned, they've been really receptive to this play. How they've taken the play and how have they made it their own?
Right, yeah, it's you know, so it was written 100 years ago, so the language is going to be a bit different. I think that was maybe our biggest obstacle is like, you know, it's 100 years ago, it's not like Shakespeare, for example, but it's still, you know, there's still a lot of words, there's still a lot of ideas that might be new to them, and they've taken it to it pretty well. I think that, you know, they've had to basically do vocab tests every now and again, but I think ultimately they've done a good job understanding and, you know, taking it and going with it.
We'll talk about showtimes and ticket information in a bit, but for those who are interested in heading out, what can they expect? Because earlier you mentioned this is a very kind of unique and different kind of play than what you would normally see.
Yeah, I think you can expect to be challenged as an audience viewer. I think a lot of times in modern theater, you know, we want to make sure that the money is made. If you're from Texas and you engage in theater at all, most of the time you know UIL competition. It's a big deal for us in the theater world here in Texas, yes. And I think you can expect to be thinking about, you know, those things we were talking about earlier, class consciousness, like where do I stand, how can I attain my rights, right? And, you know, they're going to take these feelings that they have and kind of hopefully ponder on them, I think.
That's awesome. Challenges us and it challenges them all around. That's awesome. Hey, real quick, showtimes. You guys have opening night tomorrow, but for how long are you guys going to be showing for and ticket sales?
Yeah, so we'll be open Wednesday to Saturday at 7:30 p.m. If you want to go online, you can get your tickets at tjc.universitytickets.com. Or you can call the box office and help a young person learn how to speak on the phone to people. They're not so great at that, but you can call 903-510-2212.
Sounds good. All good information there. We'll also have it on our website, CBS19.tv. Ethan, thanks so much for joining us. Looking forward to heading out there myself and checking this play out.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back. Just kidding, I have a tease. Hey, exciting times for Beats Texas football. It's officially playoff season. Coming up, the games you need to know and some games we're keeping an eye on. Now for real, we'll be right back.
It's time for CBS 19 Sports.
Morning, y'all. Dan Millay with your sports here. Appreciate you joining us. We talked Thursday playoff football games yesterday. Now here's what we can look forward to Friday night and even Saturday. First, quick and 6A action. Longview is set to take on Rowlett Friday night at 7 at Garland's Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Lobos hopefully getting hot here at the right time, right at the end of the season. In 5A, Tyler High snuck into postseason play. The Lions have got the Timberwolves of Cedar Park, 7 o'clock at Gupton Stadium. Mount Pleasant's got Montgomery at Montgomery Friday at 7. Marshall's hosting Huntsville at 7. Texas High hosts Montgomery Lake Creek at 7 in Texarkana. And Nacogdoches draws undefeated Port Neches Grove at Indiana Stadium in Port Neches at 7. In 4A, Kilgore's hosting Little Cypress Morrisville at 7. Chapel Hill hits the road to play Bridge City at Ward Stadium with a 7 p.m. kickoff. Pine Trees got Lumberton at Lumberton Friday at 7:30. Lindale takes on Huffman Hargrave in Lindale, Eagle Stadium at 7. Athens and Gilmer get together in Henderson at 7. Van and Center get together at the Tomato Bowl at 7:30. And Canton plays Caddo Mills at 7 in Royce City. In 3A, Winsboro hosts Atlanta at 7. Jefferson's got Commerce at Pirate Stadium, 7 p.m. in Pittsburgh. Mount Vernon hosts Gladewater at 7. Palestine Westwood plays Winnie East Chambers at 7 in Navasota. ARP takes on Councey at 7 at Shelbyville's Dragon Stadium. Undefeated Troop takes on Anderson Shiro at 7 in Palestine. And Hooks and Lone Oak go at it at 7:30 in Pattonville. In 2A, it's a Battle of the Grove. Honey Grove and Union Grove play Friday at 7 at Rains Wildcat Stadium in Emory. St. Augustine and Groveton travel to Nacogdoches' Dragon Stadium for a 7 p.m. kickoff. In Wascom and Cooper will make the trip to Mineola's Meredith Memorial Stadium for a 7 o'clock showdown. Finally, some private school contests, too. Grace travels to undefeated Woodlands Christian Academy Friday at 6:30. All Saints hosts Austin Hill County Christian at 7. And then on Saturday, Brook Hill hits the road to face Midland Christian for an afternoon matchup. That's a 3 p.m. kickoff. And now, of course, that's not every single matchup. Check out CBS19.tv for a full list of games or text playoffs to 903-600-2600 and we'll send those matchups straight to your phone. All right, final Fab 15 of the season as we enter the playoffs here, starting with the big schools. First half of the list, much of the same as what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. The only real difference, Athens goes from 8 to 7, and Longview breaks back into the first half. They were at the number 10 spot, took down Royce City last week, so now they are number 8. Let's check out the back half of our big schools. Marshall, Lufkin, Canton with a big drop. They were 9-0, going for 10-0. Failed to complete the undefeated regular season, so they dropped from 6 to 11. Then it's Pittsburgh, Pine Tree, Chapel Hill jumps up 1 spot, and Van drops a bit from 12 into that 15 spot. All right, small schools. 1 through 3, the same. These are the undefeated teams: Troop, Mount Enterprise, and Frankston. Gladewater jumps a little bit from 5 to 4 at 9-1. ARP jumps as well from 7 to 5. Elysian Fields with a jump from 10 to 6. A lot of jumpers on this side of the on this side of the list. We also got from 9 to 7 Westwood Palestine, and then staying in that 8 spot is Honey Grove. Back half of the small schools. Here we go. We got Winsboro, Edgewood, Wascom jumps from 15 to 11. Atlanta stays at 12. Lovelady drops a lot. They were 8-0, finished the season at 8-2, so they dropped from 6 to 13. Then Grand Saline and Malakoff, after a rough beginning of the season, they end things strong, and they end things in our 15 spot on our Fab 15. All right, switching from the gridiron to the hardwood, White House girls basketball hosting Lindale last night. And early on, it's the senior Indea Williams, gets position inside, gets the rock, and then puts the footwork to use to get the layup to fall. Then the Lady Cats attack from the outside. Here's senior Taylor Morris knocking down the tray ball off the bounce. Later, after an offensive rebound, Williams gets the bucket to go off the assist from Nevaeh Matlock. And now once again here, it's Morris going back to work. Point guard gets inside this time and gets the floater to fall. Finally, on the other side, Lindale answers back. This is a 3-ball from Madison DeVischer. Not much going for the Lady Eagles, though. White House staying in control. Morris finds Williams on the entry pass, and Williams converts the bucket over 2 defenders. First quarter winding down. Morris going to work against the defense. Double crossover into the floater is good. White House led it 18-9 at the end of the first quarter, but the Lady Cats go on to win it 64-38, improving to 2-0 on the young season. That's all we got for sports. Morning, y'all. Back to y'all.
Exciting time, that is. Thanks so much, Stan. Hey, we're about to step away for a quick moment. While we do our over-the-air broadcast with a quick news update, we'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us for this news update. Well, it is Veterans Day today. Today is set aside to honor military veterans who served in the United States Armed Forces. And one local veterans group actually celebrated a little bit early in Jacksonville with the unveiling of a brand new addition to their post.
1, 2, 3.
Members of the VFW Post 3984 held a ribbon cutting ceremony for their new outdoor patio yesterday. Now, this is a project that's been going on for about a year, in the works actually. This space will be designated as a smoking patio, allowing the main building to become smoke-free for families, community, and visiting veterans to enjoy together. And we know there's going to be a lot of Veterans Day events happening all over East Texas, honoring those who served our country. Just text the word veterans to 903-600-2600, and we'll send that list straight to your phone. Well, for nearly 4 decades now, an East Texas family has been waiting for justice after the 1987 murder case that went cold. But now DNA evidence has given Henderson County investigators the breakthrough they've been hoping for. In 1987, 29-year-old Ricky Harridge was found murdered in Athens, and for all this time, investigators, including Henderson County Sheriff Bodie Hillhouse, followed dozens of leads, but none led to Harridge's killer. That changed, however, when new forensic technology uncovered a DNA profile naming Dallas Casanova as the main suspect. Investigators say Casanova lived and worked in the Athens area at the time of the murder. He has since died, but Sheriff Hillhouse says the case is officially closed.
We're never going to know why, and unfortunately that happens in a lot of these cases, but you know, at least we were able to give them some answers, and they know a little bit more about the case, and because Dallas Casanova was on nobody's radar.
Sheriff Hillhouse believes there's no doubt Casanova was responsible for Harridge's death, and now they are turning their attention to several other cases in Henderson County, including a double homicide from 2020 and a handful of other unsolved murders dating back all the way to the 1980s. All right, let's get checking that forecast now with meteorologist Joel Robinson. Another chilly morning, Joel.
Another chilly morning, but we got some warmer temperatures in store for this afternoon, about 15 degrees warmer than yesterday. We'll see temperatures in the upper 60s to near 70 in some parts of the area, much warmer, and of course we'll see plenty of sunshine as well. Another thing that we're going to have to kind of contend with here is those wind gusts out of the south at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. This is going to cause a lot of issues when it comes to our fire danger risk. Coupling those gusty winds with the dry air that's in place today, we got high, very high, even extreme fire danger risks in some parts of the area. So today especially, do not burn anything. It is a very dangerous day to burn given those conditions. Your 7-day forecast shows those temperatures increasing as we head into the rest of this week. We'll see temperatures in the upper 70s for your Wednesday, low 80s for Thursday, Friday, all the way into Sunday. We are watching for the potential for our next storm system for this weekend.
7:31 now. Welcome back to Morning Y'all here on CBS 19 Plus. This is what's coming up in our second half hour. 38 years after an East Texas man was found dead, new DNA evidence names a suspect, but his family still wants answers. That story coming up. Plus, families of 8 campers and counselors killed in the Central Texas floods are suing Camp Mystic. Still ahead what they're seeking for in court.
And a wave of above-average temperatures will be returning to East Texas as we head into this week. We'll go over the details in your forecast coming up this half hour.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
7:32 this morning. Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Dana Dixon has the week off. Thanks so much for joining us here on CBS 19 Plus. A deal to end the government shutdown is now in sight over in Washington, but air travel across the country is still severely disrupted. Bradley Blackburn has more on why it could get worse today and what President Trump is telling air traffic controllers.
With Washington still in a holding pattern, it is not a good time to be an air traveler.
10 minutes before I'm supposed to board, they canceled the plane.
It's frustrating.
Since Friday, there have been more than 30,000 delays and 7,000 cancellations. Airlines say the shutdown has disrupted trips for more than 5.2 million passengers.
It was just mass chaos, sitting in chairs for like 13 hours.
And now the FAA plans to slash more flights, up to 6% today, reaching a 10% cut by Friday if the shutdown isn't resolved. Dozens of air traffic control towers have been understaffed, in part due to a surge in sick calls.
2 weeks before Thanksgiving, you're going to see air travel be reduced to a trickle.
In a Truth Social post, President Trump wrote, "All air traffic controllers must get back to work now." He threatened to dock pay for those who don't and reward controllers who didn't take time off during the shutdown with a $10,000 bonus. The Air Traffic Controllers Union is defending controllers who've been asked to work without receiving paychecks.
They must focus on child care instead of traffic flows, food for their families instead of runway separation. This is not politics. This is not ideology.
On Monday, the FAA also limited private jets and other general aviation flights from using a dozen major airports. For now, they are open only for commercial flights. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And already today, more than 1,300 flights have been canceled, according to FlightAware, with the largest impacts at Chicago O'Hare, Atlanta, and New York's LaGuardia Airport. And here at Tyler Pounds, one evening arrival and another evening departure have been canceled today. Experts say it's more likely that hub-to-hub flights like DFW to Charlotte, Chicago, or Atlanta, those kind of flights will be preserved versus the regional flights like DFW to Tyler. Those flights are more than likely to be canceled. For nearly 4 decades, an East Texas family has been waiting for justice after a 1987 murder that went cold. But now, DNA evidence has given investigators the breakthrough they've been hoping for. In 1987, 29-year-old Ricky Harridge was found murdered in Athens. For 38 years now, investigators, including now Henderson County Sheriff Bodie Hillhouse, followed dozens of leads, but none led to Harridge's killer. That changed when new forensic technology uncovered a DNA profile naming Dallas Casanova as the main suspect. Investigators say Casanova lived and worked in the Athens area at the time of the murder. He has since died, but Sheriff Hillhouse says the case is now closed.
We're never going to know why, and unfortunately that happens in a lot of these cases, but at least we were able to give them some answers, and they know a little bit more about the case, and because Dallas Casanova was on nobody's radar.
Sheriff Hillhouse believes there's no doubt Casanova was responsible for Harridge's death, and now they're turning their attention to several other cold cases in Henderson County, including a double homicide from 2020 and a handful of unsolved murders dating back to the 1980s. 7:35 now. Residents south of the Carter Lake Dam in Camden in Polk County can now return home after officials lifted a voluntary evacuation order yesterday afternoon. Now, the evacuation was put in place Saturday over concerns about a small but persistent leak that raised fears that the dam could fail. Polk County leaders say the lake level has been reduced enough to consider the area safe, and beavers may actually be to blame after property owners found gnawed brush and tracks near the site.
It's the responsibility of the property owners to remedy the situation. And so we as county officials are here to look out for public safety in regards to the situation and make sure that those residents within the area of concern below the dam are safe and out of that area should conditions worsen.
Crews spent the weekend pumping water to relieve pressure, and officials say they plan to bring in an engineer once it is safe to inspect the damage. New this morning, Texas health officials say whooping cough cases have surged to their highest level in more than a decade. So far this year, the state has reported more than 3,500 cases, quadruple the amount from this time last year. And experts warn the worst months are still ahead. Doctors say the jump in cases comes as vaccination rates decline, especially among children. Whooping cough is highly contagious and can be dangerous for infants and older adults. Health experts urge families to stay up to date on vaccinations and take precautions during this upcoming holiday season to help stop the spread. Meanwhile, a Texas A&M faculty committee says the university violated academic freedom when it fired English professor Melissa McColl earlier this year. Now, she was fired in September after a video of her class discussion on gender identity went viral. The university said her course didn't match its catalog description, but the Academic Freedom Council found her materials were consistent and that she was likely fired over what she taught. The council also said former President Mark Welsh didn't follow university dismissal procedures. McColl is appealing her termination, and a separate faculty committee has held a hearing on this case. 7:27 now. The families of 8 campers and counselors killed during the Central Texas floods are now suing Camp Mystic, claiming negligence. 27 girls were killed when high water swept through the camp in July. 2 lawsuits accuse the Camp Mystic of ignoring weather warnings and failing to implement evacuation plans. Now, the families are seeking more than $1 million in damages and accountability for what they call an entirely preventable tragedy. 2 of those families included in these lawsuits are from North Texas, the parents of Leila Bonner and Eloise Peck. The 2 were best friends from Dallas who had just finished the 2nd grade. Our sister station in Dallas heard back from the camp's legal counsel yesterday. They say, quote, "We intend to demonstrate that this sudden surge of floodwaters was far exceeded any previous flood in the area by several magnitudes, that it was unexpected, and that no adequate warning systems existed in that area." Meanwhile, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is investing in a new initiative aimed at expanding a conservative student organization. Patrick says he's donating $1 million from his campaign to help launch chapters of Turning Point USA at every high school and college in the state of Texas. The group was founded by the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who was killed in September while speaking at a Utah college. Patrick says he felt called to support what he's calling Texas Project. He'll speak alongside Attorney General Ken Paxton at a Turning Point USA event later today at the University of Houston. Almost 7:40 this morning. It is Veterans Day today, as we mentioned, and Iraq War veteran is pushing to recognize a fellow soldier with a Medal of Honor who was killed shielding members of the team from a grenade attack in 2006. He says he won't rest until the fallen soldier receives the highest military honor for acts of valor in combat. Natalie Brand has more.
We cannot fail him now. It's waited too long.
Retired Command Sergeant Major Daniel Pinion has a new mission. Nearly 20 years after leading a specialized team during intense and deadly fighting in Ramadi during the Iraq War.
I mean, we were averaging 46 attacks a day on our brigade.
But one attack in August 2006 is especially haunting when 28-year-old Sergeant Marquise Quick of Alabama sacrificed his life to save his fellow soldiers.
As the 4 grenades came over the roof, Sergeant Barr screamed, "Grenade, grenade, grenade." And everybody started to see cover except for Sergeant Quick. So Sergeant Quick was right next to the stairwell to safety, and the grenades were behind him, and he deliberately turned towards the grenades and went to the grenades to shield them, or his comrades, from the blast.
During the chaos of war, Pinion says he focused on his soldiers who survived. But 2 years ago, while researching a book he was writing, he kept coming back to Sergeant Quick's heroism. Pinion has launched a campaign for Quick to receive the Medal of Honor, even turning to social media to track down a member of the old unit who witnessed his valor.
I sent a text message to probably my 20th phone number and got a reply.
With support of Sergeant Quick's comrades and widow, Pinion is working through the lengthy process of petitioning for the award.
His name will forever be remembered as a hero.
Pinion says it's the recognition Quick deserves for going above and beyond the call of duty, saving 3 lives at the cost of his own. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Prince William County, Virginia.
Well, if awarded, Sergeant Quick would join an elite group of 3,500 service members since 1861, that is, who have been awarded the Medal of Honor. The approval process could take up to 10 months, if not longer. A review for the awards is conducted by the Army Awards Board, the Pentagon, and ultimately the President. Here in East Texas, though, the popular steakhouse Texas Roadhouse is saying thank you to those who serve. Today, the restaurant chain will continue its annual Veterans Day tradition, and they are going to be offering free meal vouchers to veterans and active duty military today from 11 to 2. Every Texas Roadhouse location will hand out vouchers, no purchase necessary, just bring proof of service like a military ID or VA card. Those vouchers are good for one of 10 entrees, including a 6-ounce sirloin steak with sides and, of course, a drink. Those vouchers can be redeemed through May 31st of next year. Hey, we know there's going to be a lot of events happening today to honor our veterans. Just text the word 9036 or just text the word veterans to 903-600-2600, and we'll send that list of events happening all over East Texas straight to your phone. 7:42 now. Let's get to what's trending. Every day there are fewer World War II veterans left, and now under 50,000 of the 16 million who served. In Billings, Montana, there is one of them is celebrating a special milestone. His name is Joe Huck. Hugh, that is. He turned 102 years old, surrounded by family, friends, and caregivers at Butterfly Homes Assisted Living. A bomber pilot and former prisoner of war, Joe survived the Battle of the Bulge and endured 3 months in German prison camps. Even at 102, he remains sharp and resilient, a cherished father and grandfather and great-grandfather. His family says celebrating him is also about keeping the past alive. And he looks pretty young for 102.
Yeah,
He's still smiling, and there he is, smiling, talking, and enjoying life.
Like the stories, I could just imagine so much.
I did a story on a veteran here in Tyler. His name was Archie. I still remember him. He unfortunately passed away not too long ago, but I still remember he had so many good stories, and all he wanted for his birthday were birthday cards. He got so many birthday cards from all over. They had a big birthday party for him here in Tyler. So I still remember. It's one of those stories that you always still remember. So I'll have to show you that one later on.
For sure.
Hey, check this out. The Sheraton Boston Hotel just unveiled its Goodnight Moon Suite. It's a full-scale replica of the Great Green Room from the beloved 1947 children's book by Margaret Wise Brown. Now, the whimsical room, perched on the 24th floor with views over the Charles River, features green walls, the red carpet, a glowing LED fireplace, not a real one. You don't want a real one. And even a working dollhouse. The suite also comes with other custom amenities, including a plush bunny for each child, a turn-down service complete with milk and cookies served in a keepsake bowl. How cool is that? Just bringing a book to life.
That's really neat. I didn't realize it was that old, 1947.
Me neither.
That's wow.
It's not one of the books I read a lot as a child. Maybe once or twice that it was read to me in school. But it's pretty cool to see a lot of these places are turning memories into real life memories, like book memories.
Real life, scale things.
Right.
I like that.
If you had to choose a book, what book would you bring to life?
Oh, I don't know.
I know there's been.
I would say maybe one of my childhood books for sure.
I know there's been.
It'd be interesting to see some Dr. Seuss.
That is true.
That would be kind of trippy though.
The Cat in the Hat House is an interesting one.
That's true. And there are movies, Grinch and Cat in the Hat. That's a movie.
Yep.
So
and Harry Potter. There's Diagon Alley at Universal too.
That's true. I've been there.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, you'll have to take me on a trip one day. We'll make it a trip. All right. Hey, a pair of red panda cubs got to experience snow for the very first time at a zoo in Knoxville, though. Brothers Mr. Darcy and Dr. Wallace. Dr. Wallace, he's much more smarter, I guess, explored their habitat, enjoyed a snack, and even took a short nap in the flurries native to the temperature mountain forest of the eastern Himalayas in southwestern China. Red pandas are perfectly built for cold weather. Born on June 3rd, these brothers have been thriving ever since.
You want to know something interesting?
Yeah.
So Knoxville's average for snow, I looked up in the records, January 3rd or January 1st.
Really?
Yeah.
This is way ahead of schedule.
We are way ahead of schedule.
That is.
I mean, yeah, the last time, and I was also looking at some of the records. Florida hasn't seen something like this since 1993. And I think that's probably tied into the blizzard of 1993.
And I read something about how the lizards fall when it's cold.
Yeah, the falling iguanas.
Yeah, iguanas. That's what
right.
it was.
Mm-hmm. They don't die. They just they become immobilized and they fall.
They hibernate for temporarily.
Yeah, temporarily.
From the cold, in a way.
Pretty interesting. But that's awesome.
That's cool. Hey, we're going to check out this Hollywood Minute package to see what else is trending over in Hollywood.
Michael Jackson is back on the charts. Billboard reports Jackson's classic Thriller returned to the top 10 of the Hot 100 singles charts this week. Jackson is now the first music artist to reach the top 10 in 6 different decades.
Tell me, did you sail across the sun?
More music news as Train hits the concert trail. The band will roll out on its Drops of Jupiter 25 Years in the Atmosphere tour next summer, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the double Grammy-winning single and album. Special guests Bare Naked Ladies and Matt Nathanson will join Train on the tour.
You should know that strange occurrences do happen here.
There's nothing strange about a classic returning to cinemas. Hayao Miyazaki's The Boy and the Heron returns to movie screens this week as the final release of Studio Ghibli Fest 2025. Locations and showtimes at fathomentertainment.com. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
All right, everybody, let's get into your forecast briefly. Let's take a look at what we have outside on our Roberts and Roberts cam. Looking south on Broadway, you can see traffic really starting to pick up, but beautiful clear skies, very dry air, and definitely some cold temperatures within that. 36 degrees. Feeling like 30 degrees, definitely going to need those layers today. South wind 7 miles per hour. Now, it might be feeling cold right now, but those temperatures, they're going to be jumping up pretty heavily as we head into this afternoon. Upper 30s across some parts of the area, low 40s further to the north, even 41 degrees in Palestine, and also 29 degrees still in Nacogdoches. Very, very chilly start to the day. But as we continue into the rest of this morning, temperatures will climb as the sun begins to rise even further. We'll be up to about 62 degrees by noon, 66 by 2 o'clock, and we'll keep on climbing from there. Looking to be in the upper 60s to low 70s. Also going to be a pretty breezy day. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, also gusting potentially up to about 25 to 30 miles per hour. That could cause some issues when it comes to fire danger. And we'll go over the full details on that in your full forecast coming up here. But your 3-day forecast shows those increasing temperatures over the next few days. Upper 70s for tomorrow, low 80s for Thursday. And the temperatures, they're going to basically kind of stay stagnant there. However, we are going to be watching a big change in our weather as we head into the later half of the weekend and into early parts of next week. We'll take a look at the details in your full forecast coming up.
Looking forward to that warm-up, Joel. Thanks so much. Hey, it's 7:49. Check this out. It takes confidence and a positive attitude to pump up fans, and everyone plays their role. That includes the team mascot. Larissa Liska shows us how this one mascot at a Texas high school is using his school spirit to overcome hidden obstacles.
He is just like the best teammate and mascot. He's so sweet. He's always making sure we're hype, and the crowd loves him. The crowd's always hype when they see him on the sidelines or at practices.
We're the King Cheerleaders, and you're watching Friday Night Fever!
That's Sally the Mustang, but the King Cheer Squad knows him as freshman Anthony Lopez. Becoming the mascot was an opportunity his family inquired about at orientation.
She allowed Anthony to be part of a great team. We're so proud of him because he's come a long way.
Anthony defies the odds every single day. He was born with autism and ADHD.
Let's go,
It's really important for me as a special education teacher to show that anybody can come and be part of a team.
Becoming the mascot was a dream Anthony had since he was a little boy.
I would take pictures all the time when the mascots would come in because he wanted to take pictures with them. And here we are doing the same thing.
It takes an entire team effort showing up to practices, the pep rally, and games, plus helping Anthony learn where he needs to be for each cheer.
High five, baby. And it's a teamwork, you know, father, son, working together and creating that safe spot, not only for himself, but for the rest of the team as well.
One challenge for Anthony is dealing with sensitivity to loud noises on game day. So he wears headphones to help control the environment and keep him calm.
You know, it's always like a chance to like never stop trying to do what you want to do. And I feel inspired by Anthony's story.
Anthony does not limit his positivity to the sideline. He plays baseball, bowling, and is a member of the school choir.
Next time, won't you sing with me?
He loves the music, he loves the game, he loves being part of something, and a lot of children with special needs are looking for something like this.
Such an inspiration to all of us. Hey, 7:52 now. Let's get back to our question of the day this morning. It's all about our morning routine and what we do every morning. Here it is. What's the first app you open up in the morning? So earlier we talked about whether it being Facebook or social media.
Or even alarm clocks.
Alarm clocks.
Those open
That's
up
what I
for
said
us.
first, right?
Yeah.
It's not by choice. I mean, it is by choice, but
yeah,
it wakes us up in the morning. If you didn't have social media, what would you do?
Oh, well, weather apps, obviously,
Weather apps.
for sure. I mean, I still open up weather apps, but I have special, computers over here that help me forecast as well.
He's more accurate than those rather random Apple weather apps you have.
Yeah, you definitely need some forecaster intervention with that, because it's all computer models,
I saw this thing, ironically, on social media, saying that you should wake up without your phone for at least 30 minutes. Like, don't even, as soon as you wake up, don't check your phone for 30 minutes. Something about that, it makes you feel better, more alert in the morning without having to see that light in the morning.
Yeah, and just less distracted.
Right.
I honestly, I mean, to be honest, I have, been guilty of just being distracted on my phone, just waking up in the morning.
Yep.
I mean, whether that just be listening to music, trying to change the music to what I want to listen to, that takes up time.
It does. So, hey, I'll have to try that sometime this week. 30 minutes without a phone. First 30 minutes, see how that works.
Let's do it.
We'll see. All right. Let's see what people on Facebook are saying this morning. Lots of people saying Facebook as well to wake up to. Weather apps. So we have some other ones. Judy and Paige say their emails. You got to check those emails up early in the morning before you head to work. See what you missed overnight. And then Wanda and Sho also saying Facebook as well. Celia saying their messages or their text as well, seeing who texted you overnight or what you missed or what we have to prepare for.
Yep, got to do that.
All good answers there. Hey, something else we have to prepare for today is the cold weather this morning, but you might want to get rid of that jacket later on today.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to want a change of clothes for this afternoon. We're going to be 15 degrees warmer than we were yesterday. 55 degrees was the high yesterday. We're going to be near 70 for today. Huge jump. Also, south winds really bringing up some warm air. Also, clear skies. We're going to see plenty of sunshine here. The winds going to present a little bit of an issue here when it comes to fire danger here. 15 to 25 mile per hour winds, or 10 to 15 mile per hour sustained winds, 25 to 30 mile per hour gusts. This is going to cause some issues as we head into the next day or so. Not too much into tomorrow. The winds are going to be calming down. Still going to have that issue when it comes to fire danger, especially when it comes to the dry air that still kind of lingers here. That's going to be kind of continuing to stick around here. But this is a very dangerous day when it comes to fire danger. High, very high, local areas up to extreme. You do not want to burn anything today given the conditions. Those conditions will improve slightly. Tomorrow we'll have moderate risks across much of the area, but still definitely not the best idea given the dry conditions. Now, we are expecting those conditions, those dry conditions, to continue into the next several days. As a matter of fact, the next 6 to 10 days, November 17th to November 21st, expected to be above average when it comes to our temperatures. However, within this time frame, we are also expecting above average rainfall, and this kind of coincides with our next storm system that is going to be arriving into the later half of the weekend, into early parts of next week, plus a few more rain chances after that. But in the meantime, dealing with this large ridge of high pressure moving all across the country, we'll see some decently warm temperatures, not only here in East Texas, but across much of the country. Our next storm system, this wave right here off the northwestern coast here, slated to arrive late Sunday into early Monday. Timing with this one is a little bit tricky. We do have confidence that it will move into East Texas, but the data is kind of shifting it around a little bit, so we'll keep you updated on that. 80s and dry for this week, and then the system is again slated to arrive Sunday into Monday. It's a very tentative time frame right now. We will keep you updated throughout the week, but that could potentially bring in some stronger storms.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Hey, we're about to step away for a quick moment for a quick news update. We'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us for this news update. A wave of illnesses is sweeping through East Texas school districts, and it's hitting one especially hard. Laneville ISD says they won't have school for the rest of the week because they've had so many kids and staff show up sick to class. District leaders say the closure is meant to give everyone time to recover and return healthy. Classes are set to resume again next Monday, and after-school activities, however, are still on for now, but changes will come if they do, from coaches and staff sponsors. The district says there's still plenty of learning left in the school year, so when everyone feels better and return back to school on Monday, they will continue class. A Tyler ISD board member is responding to concerns from the community after reports of recent immigration detentions. Tyler ISD trustee Eleno Licea says he wants to reassure parents by bringing clarity and facts to family in the Rose City amid those concerns. In a social media post this week, he wrote that he verified with the district that no outside law enforcement agencies have been on any Tyler ISD campuses, only district police officers. He also spoke on the East Texas podcast El Show de Meño, where he addressed rumors circulating online.
The idea that immigration agents are in the schools is false, and people should check their sources before posting that, because what you're doing is scaring the community. See, the thing is, we need to calm people down and stay calm. Schools are community spaces.
Licea says attendance across the district has not dropped, and he's encouraging families to keep sending their children to school. He's reassured that the district's priority is to keep everyone safe and each child supported and in the classroom. Van Zandt County deputies seized 38 pounds of marijuana during a traffic stop on Interstate 20. This happened last weekend. 30-year-old Malcolm Hampton from Louisiana was arrested and booked into the Van Zandt County Detention Center for possession of marijuana. Sheriff Bridger says this arrest is a win for the county's criminal interdiction program that was added to target the transport of illegal drugs through Van Zandt County. He says he's very pleased with the program's success so far. All right, let's get checking that forecast with Joel. Chilly this morning, but maybe you want to shut off some layers later today.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to be a warmer day ahead as we head into this afternoon. Upper 60s to near 70 for today. Lots of clear skies. Also going to be kind of a breezy one as well. 10 to 15 mile per hour southwest winds, also gusting between 25 and 30 miles per hour. So that's something we'll have to kind of watch for into today, especially as it pertains to fire danger. Dry air, gusty winds, not a good combo here. So high, very high, even extreme fire danger risks here across East Texas. Today is not a day you want to be burning anything. This is a very dangerous situation, so do not burn anything as you head out the door today. Now your 7-day forecast shows 69 for today, upper 70s we go for Wednesday, then low 80s. As we continue on through the rest of this week, big ridge of high pressure putting our temperatures well above average by about 10 or so degrees. And then we are watching for the potential for our next storm system as we move into Sunday into Monday. We'll keep you advised throughout the week.
8 o'clock this morning, news before you head out the door. Tyler ISD trustee Eleno Licea is responding to community concerns after reports of immigration detentions. He says he confirmed with the district that no outside law enforcement has been on campuses, only school district police officers. Licea addressed the rumors online in a local podcast, reassuring families that attendance hasn't dropped. He says the district's top priority remains keeping every child safe, supported, and in the classroom. And an end for the longest government shutdown in the U.S. Government shutdown, that is, could end soon. Last night, 8 Senate Democrats joined Republicans to pass a bill funding the government through January 30th. Now, this measure reverses shutdown-related layoffs, guarantees back pay for federal workers, and includes SNAP food assistance funding. The split has sparked backlash since the bill didn't extend affordable care tax credits. The House is expected to take up this measure as soon as tomorrow. And across the nation, Americans are honoring Veterans Day, remembering those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. And some offices and banks are closed today. But in East Texas, Texas Roadhouse is thanking veterans with free meal vouchers available from 11 to 2 today. Those are redeemable through May.
All right, here's one more look at your 7-day forecast. For your Veterans Day, expect temperatures right around average in the upper 60s to low 70s. Very comfortable, just going to be on the breezy side. Expect southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 25 to 30 miles per hour. And with that dry air in place and combining that with the gusty winds, definitely do not want to be burning anything today. Fire danger is elevated across East Texas for today. Upper 70s for your Wednesday, low 80s Thursday, Friday, all the way through your Sunday. Next storm system will arrive Sunday evening into Monday with the potential for maybe a couple of strong storms. We'll keep you advised throughout the week.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 8:02 this morning. Something good to tell you about before we head out this morning. Workers at this zoo found a creative way to move growing panda cubs. Yeah, they're calling it the Panda Shuttle Bucket. When the cubs became too heavy to carry long distances, staff transformed a bamboo bucket to safely transport them between dens. Look at them all happy there. They're also teaching the cubs to walk through the gates using treats and positive reinforcement. As the cubs learn new skills every single day, the Panda Shuttle will eventually retire, letting them move between habitats on their own. In the meantime, that sounds like a good ride for them.
And the Panda Shuttle. I like how it's called a shuttle. And you know, it probably smells like bamboo in there too, so that probably really appeals to them,
And bamboo smells really good, surprisingly. Yeah. So there's some good bamboo candles out there. They're nice.
Interesting.
I love candles.
You know what? I don't even know if I know what bamboo smells like.
They're good. Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for joining us here on CBS 19 Plus on Morning, y'all, of course. Make sure to catch the noon show coming up on CBS 19 and, of course, here on our app. Keep it here for the latest news and weather throughout the day. Have a great morning. We'll see you back here tomorrow, dark and early.